Guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over a story titled, My Ex-Wife Wants Us to Get Married Again. And guys, this is another classic story, classic situation where you get a guy and his girlfriend, they get married way too young, obviously in their early 20s, not long after college. And lo and behold, one night, after a few years of a marriage that he thinks is pretty good, the wife cheats on him, has a one-night stand, and this guy says that's it, it's over. He moves on, starts dating other women, and so forth. But eventually, this guy makes a big mistake, and he starts dating his ex-wife again, dating her, hooking up with her, and all that. And you're going to see where this leads to and the problems that arise, and obviously his questions on how to handle the situation. And so I'm going to go through this story, guys, and then I'm going to give some lessons about this type of situation for any of you guys that you have ever considered getting back together with an ex that cheated on you or an ex-wife that cheated on you or something like that, so you don't make the same mistakes this guy's making and what could happen down the road. So it's a quick story, but I'll get right into it. He says here, again, the title is My Ex-Wife Wants Us to Get Married Again. A little background. Me and my ex-wife used to be best friends. That doesn't work when it's that way. It's best friends, you stay friends, you don't get together. That's nonsense. We had known each other from primary school to high school, but we started dating in college. She was also friends with my stepsister. A few years later, we got married. In other words, they got married in their probably early to mid-20s. Big mistake. A few years into our marriage, and my wife has a one-night stand. She came clean a few months after, and she was consumed by guilt. I took some time and even considered reconciliation. And I tried, but the thoughts of never trusting her again ate away at me, and also the images of them together affected my intimacy with her. So I decided to end our marriage, but my wife took it hard. She broke down into tears and blamed herself really hard. She was consumed with guilt and shame, and she promised herself and me that she was never going to sleep with anyone else. We remained friends, and I started dating. Nothing serious, but I did see other women. All this time, my wife was never involved with anyone. Yeah, we'll see. How do I know this? Well, me and my stepsister are really close, and we tell each other everything. My stepsister and my ex-wife still remain friends, and I trust my stepsister 100%. And also because my wife decided to become religious and joined a church. After some 3 years of being single and dating casually, I still had a part of me that really loved my ex-wife. And I have to say, my ex-wife was pretty jealous of the women I dated, and it really hurt her. So we started having sex with no strings attached, but eventually we started dating again because our feelings for each other were still there. Number one, I guarantee you she was dating and hooking up with other dudes. I don't buy that for a second. And he says that his stepsister and her remain friends. Obviously, the ex-wife knows darn well that this guy and his stepsister are close, and the stepsister is going to tell him. So she's not going to tell the stepsister. Come on here. And yeah, you know what? Maybe she felt really bad about it. I mean, here's the thing, guys. In life, we all make mistakes. We're all human, right? Men and women, we all make mistakes. But here's the deal. You got to live with the consequences of your actions, your mistakes. That's what's called being an adult and taking personal responsibility. So if she cheats on him and breaks his heart and all that, and he ends it with her, she can't blame him if he obviously doesn't trust her enough to get back together with her, which you're going to see later on. It comes up in this story here. Okay? That she made her bed, now she's got to lie in it. No pun intended with the bed thing here. But this guy, in my view, he's making a mistake getting back with her because she obviously is deeply in love with him. And if he thinks he can just have a casual thing where he's hooking up with her and not cause any issues down the road, he's out of his goddamn mind. Okay? And there's a lot of guys that think that, hey, somebody cheats, you break up, but hey, you can remain casual and hook up and fine, enjoy it and have fun. I see that as just unnecessary drama to your life. Move the hell on, okay? Really. And you're going to see here where he should have just done just that. It continues. So I've been dating my ex-wife for a little over 3 years, and now she's asking me about getting married again. Gee, never saw that coming. I said no, but it has been coming up for the last 3 months, which turns into a little argument. I have told her I don't want marriage, but now her parents and my parents said that we should remarry. I don't know how to tell them that I don't want marriage without being rude while they keep insisting. I'm happy to call her my partner, but not my wife. So what are your thoughts on this one? Okay, what are my thoughts? Well, I think this guy's out of his damn mind for getting back involved with his ex-wife who cheated on him. That's what I think. That's my thought here. Okay? You can all laugh saying, ha ha ha, he's banging the ex-wife that cheated on her and she wants him back and good revenge there and all that, And yeah, it is. But it sounds like this guy is not hell-bent on revenge. It seemed like he was basically wanting to move on initially. But then he starts dating her and hooking up with her. And you can understand to a degree that there's obviously feelings left over. I don't care how much of a hard ass you are. Somebody hurts you like that, there's still going to be remains of those feelings if you were together for a long time, okay? But in a situation like this, it is best to move on with your life, okay? Going around carrying revenge around and anger and hate and all that stuff, it's only going to just damage you. But that's understandable to have it for a while. But eventually, hopefully, you can, if the person isn't horrible, you can wish them well, hope you have a good life, best of luck, learn your lesson, and you move on. But this guy gets involved with her. Big mistake. And the big mistake is, guess what, guys? People don't change. Okay? I know a lot of people will say, like, hey, I knew somebody that changed and got their life together or stopped doing this or that. It's extremely rare. But generally speaking, people don't change. And he said here earlier, like, basically when he tried to be intimate with her and sleep with her, he'd have visions in his head of her hooking up with some other dude. That's a very common thing that guys go through. Okay? And guess what? It's not going to go away. So he could forgive her and wish her well in life and all that and move on from that. But he's still going to have that in the back of his mind, and he's never going to completely trust her. And you can't get into a relationship with someone, let alone get married, to someone that you don't entirely trust. You're out of your mind for doing so. No matter how much in a situation like this she apologizes and says she's sorry, and then she's found God and will never do it again. No. You're just asking for trouble, okay? So my advice would be to this guy and anybody else in a situation like this with an ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, you move on. I'm not saying you're going around being full of anger and hatred. You obviously you're going to have time that you're going to be mad if she cheats on you or whatever, but eventually you get over it and move on, and that's it. You wish her well, and that's it. End of story. Unless she does something really evil and sinister to hurt you, then if you have a little revenge, you earned it. But, and this guy's also going to be aware that as time goes on, she wants to get back together with him, she may pull some shit. She may suddenly have a pregnancy scare and say that, oh, I'm pregnant, something happened, to reel him in. So this guy's got to be very careful about stuff like that. Again, having to constantly sleep with one eye open with her is just not worth it. In regards to the parents, his mom and dad and her parents basically on his butt that they should get remarried, it's none of their damn business. None. And he says he wants to be respectful and not seem rude. This guy's a grown-ass man, probably close to 30 years old at this point. In a situation like this guy should very politely say to them, with all respect, I'm not interested. It's my life. It's her life. It's not your business. And if they keep proceeding, if they keep bugging him about it, then at that point, then he has every right to basically say, back the hell off. Okay? But a lot of times, family will pry in your business. I'm sure plenty of you guys watching this have had family try to pry in your business and tell you how to live your life. It's not their damn business. You're not living in your parents' house anymore. You're not a little kid, okay? It's your life. And so many guys and gals, to be honest here, tend to do things in life for the family, to make them happy. And at least here in the West, it's just a different ball game, so you got to do what's best for you in your life. And another thing, like I mentioned before early on, is that they got married too damn young. I mean, I've said this more times than I can count. If you're going to get married, even though I tell you guys don't do it, you're out of your damn mind to do it in this day and age, particularly here in the West. If you're going to do it, wait till you're 30 years old. Get some life experience, okay? Seriously. Date for you guys, because this is a men's channel. I'm addressing men here. You want to date and hook up with a lot of different women. Get that out of your system. If you want to get married one day, for whatever reason, you want to do it, even though I tell you not to do it, and you've see countless examples why you shouldn't do it. If you're still going to do it, get a lot of experience. Date a lot of women, hook up with a lot of women, get that out of your system, so to speak, so you're not always wondering. Another thing is you want to then also experience a lot of other things in life and enjoy yourselves. Have great times, go on adventures, travel the world, save the world, save a lot of money. Invest your money. Go after your goals and ambitions. Do it when you're young in your 20s. Don't go rushing into marriage, because if you do that, you're going to miss out on a lot of things, and then you're going to get hitched and then realize you'll be regretting all the things you missed out on and wondering about all those women you could have hooked up with, or traveling the world, or reaching your full potential. It's not worth it. And by the way, you get married too young and she gets married too young, oftentimes this type of crap happens because she didn't get enough experience, or she's wondering, or it's too young for her, or a lot of her friends are still single and talking about the single life and all that, and it just doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't end very well. So big lesson here is, if you decide to get married, wait till you're older. Okay, seriously guys, wait till you're 30 years old, at least 30 years old. Okay, I'm not saying that she has to be 30, but you gotta be 30, and by then you may realize, you know what, there's no way in hell I'm getting hitched, knowing what I know, experiencing what I experienced. Because a lot of guys, you know, they're not exactly successful women early on, their late teens and 20s, and they figure, hey, this is as good as it's going to get. This girl, she's pretty. She obviously cares. If she likes me, she cares about me. At least he thinks that. So I'll get married to her. Not realizing a guy's prime, guess what, really starts at 30 years old, 30s, 40s, in some cases 50s. So he would be missing out on all these things that he could really enjoy if he would have waited to be a little bit older, you know? And then he's too late, he's married and has to deal with all that. So just things to be aware of. But again, guys, point of this story is, don't get back with your ex, okay? Seriously, especially if she cheats. You know, not a chance in hell. It's not worth it, okay? And you're going to see here, this guy's going to deal with a major headache. I can only imagine how it's going to continue. She may get pregnant. Who the hell knows, to get this guy to marry her. So, anyway, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.